I haven't been reading as much in my own personal life as I would like to admit, and I think I have figured out why. So if you're the kind of person that loves to read, wants to read, but isn't reading, you might be like me, and I think we're going to discover something about ourselves really quickly. Let's get into it. Welcome back, fellow readers. My name is Eddie Hood, the host of the Read Well podcast, and I am a little upset with myself because I haven't been reading as much as I want. Got lots of books around me and I love them, and I haven't really spent the time I would like with them. And it's obvious why. There's a change that happened in my own personal life. So I've always read every morning at 6 a.m., 6 to about 6:45, 7. Well, a few weeks ago, I'm sort of working out with my buddy, and I'm like, you ever wanted to just kind of lose a little bit of weight? That's me. I want to lose like 10 pounds. And so I thought, I'm going to start walking in the morning, and I've built this new habit where I walk first thing in the morning on the treadmill, which in theory is great, but I didn't even put two and two together, and that took over my reading time, and now I'm just reading when I get an opportunity, and I'm so busy that there are no opportunities. So I have thought about some changes I can make to fix this for myself, and hopefully these are useful to you. So this is kind of an example of my hectic life, although this isn't really how my life is laid out, but here's what's going on. I've got things in my life that must be done. I've got things I'm trying to do, and I've got wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is stuff that, one day would be nice to accomplish, but kind of know it's not going to happen right now because it's just not. So, in my wishful thinking category, treadmill, journaling, work at the dog shelter, eat healthy. These aren't exactly my things, but you might be able to relate to some of this. Now, in the must category, I've got that I'm supposed to get ready each day, drive to work, have a meeting, do a project, go to lunch. But the try category, that's the one that is messing me up because reading used to be in my must category. It was a must. Like I had it scheduled in my calendar. It was a habit. It's just something I did. It got shifted to the try category because somehow treadmill became the de facto. I don't know. So now in the try category, I'm trying to read each day. I'm trying to look at my goals. I'm trying to plan dates with my wife, trying to read again, trying to get ready for book club. Try. I'm trying all over the place and not actually opening a book nearly as much as I want. So obviously the secret is I need to figure out how to take reading and shove it back into the must category of my life. And here's how I'm going to do it. So my first thought is that you've probably heard of this. It's called an I am statement, where you say, I am fill in the blank, whatever it is that you think you are about yourself. And these can be positive I am statements, or they can be negative, and we don't realize we're actually being negative to ourselves. So you might, for example, take a math class at any age in life and struggle with it and go, man, I am stupid. That is an I am statement, although it's not a very good one. It is not serving you. I think you and I both have I am statements which sound like this: I am a reader. That is always, or has always been, a part of my life, but I want to tweak that a little bit and change it. Now, you really need to consider how you connect with your books. Basic statement, I am a reader, but let's change that to I am a reader who reads from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. or from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. or whatever it's going to be, right? I really think I need to get back to that set time of day. This isn't like rocket science. I think we all know we should do this if we actually want to make time to read. But what I found is that if I rely on my good intentions, knowing that I love books and that I'm going to make time for them, if I can just get the dishes done and everything else, I never get there. Because once I finally get everything done, exhausted, nothing left, empty tank, pull over on the side of the road, the engine is smoking, dead, right? There's nothing left. I can't leave reading to the end of the day as a reward for working hard. That is failing me. I need to make it a must and schedule it in my calendar earlier in the day and rewire my brain to say, I'm not reading for pleasure, I'm reading for purpose. And that's the next thing I want to talk about. Look, here's the thing. If you're reading for entertainment, that is one kind of purpose, and that can be done at night, whenever. But if you're reading for a specific purpose, that is really how you get into committing to always reading every day at 6 a.m. or 3 p.m., whenever works for you, right? But you really have to have a purpose. And so to give you an example, let's say you wanted to start a business. Well, now all of those business books look far more interesting because you need some help, right? You've never started a business before. And that business book titled How to Make Your First Million Launching a Software Company looks pretty good all of a sudden, and you're going to want to read it. You have a bigger why, and you've connected yourself to it. And here's one of the challenges, right? I love to read philosophy. You all probably know that, but what's the bigger why there? If I don't have a bigger why and I'm just reading because I'm curious, I'm more often than not gonna default to a movie at night with my wife rather than opening up, Aristotle and spending hours doing that. So I really need to have a bigger why if I truly want to read those books. And I have connected my why with that. So I am creating an online sort of essay platform where I write essays and what have you. And I'm launching a business called highlightish.com, which is where you capture book notes and you can write essays and all of that. So studying philosophy is giving me sort of the meat and potatoes to use in that system to make it worthwhile and meaningful. So that's my bigger why. Reading Aristotle is actually helping me have something valuable to say in launching this new business. Now I'm interested. Now I have a purpose for picking up that book over and above basic curiosity. And yes, Aristotle. I am quite curious, but I need more than that. I've always had this acronym in the back of my head, and I share it with my kids all the time. ABAB, A-B-A-B. It stands for Always Bring a Book. And every booktuber on YouTube shares this tip. You should always bring a book with you everywhere you go. That way you can read in the nooks and crannies of the day. Well, here's what I'm finding. That's not really working for me. I'm carrying books around. I've done it for years. They go to my kids' basketball games. I've got them in line at the grocery store. They're everywhere, and I understand the idea, but what I find is that often I am just kind of burdened by having to carry extra stuff around because I don't have a purse or anything, right? I just got my wallet. Books don't fit in my wallet. So it's a lot to carry around, and I often feel the guilt of having this book in my hand, but not actually reading it because I'm just, who's got time to read kind of thing. I'm finding that I am a much better reader when I don't bring the book with me everywhere I go, but instead have a set time of day where I read on purpose. That's my reading time. That's where I study. I come to my desk. I've got my notes and my pens and my book. Put the music on. You can light a candle. You can get a cup of coffee, whatever you want to do. But that's time to actually read on purpose. And that seems to be working much better for me. And that way I don't feel bad constantly throughout the day because I only got half a paragraph in while I'm standing in line. Okay, if you found that helpful, I have another video for you to watch. It's about setting your reading goals for 2024. It's December 2023 right now while I'm filming this, but honestly, this applies to the year 3814. Doesn't matter when you're watching this. And if YouTube is up and running at that point in time, I will be very impressed. But I would challenge you to go watch that next, because let's say you've decided, yep, I'm going to be a reader who reads at a specific time. I'm going to be at my desk. I'm going to do this on purpose. I'm going to go. Good for you. But now we need to get to that bigger why. Why are you going to be reading? Why is that important to you? I had to think about that myself, and I came up with some ideas there. So check out this video on setting your reading goals, and thank you for watching. Until next time, happy reading and never stop learning.